Hi friends. Okay, I'm making some cold bean salad and it's super easy. We've made this for years in our house. My kids love it. You can keep it in the fridge. You can make a huge batch. As you can see, I'm making big batches. So this is kind of the partially finished recipe, and it's really easy and you can add whatever you want. But basically I do, I'm doing like, I quadruple, I don't know how you say that, ×4, quadrupled this recipe. Sean's laughing at me. Say that 4 times fast. But quadruple, what did I say? Quadruple. It's hot outside and I have lack of water in my body, I'll just say, so I'll blame it on that. Okay, so you do a can of chickpeas, a can of like 6 bean blend, and those are typically the beans that I would use when I make chili too. So you can use more than that or whatever you want. Then I do a can of, which I don't have, a can of sun-dried or a jar of sun-dried tomatoes, and I get the ones that are already chopped up so it's less work for me. I also use the oil that comes in that jar because it tastes so dang good. So for this, I would use a whole jar for that. They're just teeny tiny. Maybe like 125 mil or something, but I just pour that in. Everything just gets, I'm all about easy and I suck at cooking, so if I can make this, you can make this. And then I did a whole bunch of feta cheese. I did sliced up some mini tomatoes. Cucumbers are in there. I also add cilantro usually, but I forgot to buy some, so it's not in here. But if you don't like cilantro, don't add it. But honestly, the cilantro is really what makes this recipe. And then the dressing on it is really simple. So I just do a splash of apple cider vinegar just because it adds a really nice tangy bit to it, but it's also super healthy for your intestinal tract. Don't you love hearing the piano? That's my daughter playing right now. And then you can add either olive oil or avocado oil. And again, I don't measure. I'll try it. Well, I'll write this recipe out and try to make it measurable for those of you that just can't wing it like I do. I know there's some of you out there that like need a recipe. And then I do some salt and some pepper, and you don't need much because remember, there is a lot of sodium already in there's a lot of sodium already in the sun-dried tomatoes and in your beans. So you don't need to add a lot of salt, but I'm just gonna add a little bit. So can you grab me a fork? That would be great, thank you, sir. And then I'm gonna add, normally before oils, I would add like a freshly squeezed lemon, but this time I'm using lemon. I'm gonna put 2 drops because I made a really huge batch. If you're just making like 1 batch, normal, not for like a family of 6 or more, 1 drop will do ya. But if you like citrus, then add more. It's really preference. And I'm just gonna take that, and I actually need to add more oil. I can just tell. And I'm only doing this in a bowl because I added my essential oil to it, and I want to make sure it blends really well. Otherwise, I would probably just be like, I would just be pouring it on top of this here. And I do have oil in there already from the jar of sun-dried tomatoes. Now I need to go get a spoon, hang on. Bella's playing. So we just got a new piano from friends of ours gave us their piano. They were moving and they didn't want it anymore. And the kids have been bugging me for a real piano, like not a keyboard. That they have a keyboard too, and I was like, great, now you're gonna learn duets and you're gonna play a concert for me and we're gonna become the Von Trapps. Is my dream, and I'm not even joking. I'm gonna live my dreams through my children, okay? So I'm just mixing this up, and then this is really good if you can let this marinate for like a few hours in the fridge. So this will be probably something, it's a good snack. It's got lots of protein and fiber, which is great for your children. It fills your belly up so you feel fuller longer, and it's nice and cold. And really you can mix and match. You can put whatever you want in this. Oh, and I also cut up a fresh avocado and I diced it up and I mixed it in there because that's some more healthy fats for your body. Okay. And then I'm gonna show you what it looks like. And then I'm gonna put this and let it marinate in the fridge, and then we will eat it a little bit later. Okay, here we go. Oh, looks so pretty too. So that's a really easy recipe that you can even like bring when COVID's over. I can't get my camera right. That you can bring to a potluck or to a dinner. It is so good. And I made a lot because my kids are hungry and I am hungry. So we go through this like crazy, and it lasts, if I make it, it's probably good in the fridge for maybe 4 to 5 days, and then, you know, stuff starts not being so great and fresh anymore, but it's awesome. So I will post a recipe, but again, the base of it is a can of 6-bean mix, medley it's called, a can of chickpeas. You can just do this with one or the other. I've seen it just done with chickpeas and it's great. Cilantro really makes this great. I forgot to buy some, but if you don't like cilantro, leave it out. A can of sun-dried tomatoes, chopped up cucumber, fresh avocado, chopped up fresh tomatoes, as well as the sun-dried tomatoes, and then feta cheese, and then we do our little salad dressing. And you know what else would be great? You could add in that salad dressing is a little bit of Ningxia red. It would add some sweetness. And then I'm just actually gonna put just a little bit more salt on the top because this really does taste good when it's a bit salty. But not too much because there's already salt in the canned stuff we're using. So that's it. And then I'm gonna cover it with some tin foil. I'm gonna let it sit in the fridge for a few hours, and it's gonna be perfect by supper time. So try that. You might already have these ingredients sitting in your cupboard, but if you try it, let me know what you think. And make sure you use your lemon plus line or lemon vitality oil in there. You could even do lime. You could use basil. You could really do it however you want. Play around with it. We love this recipe, and I am so happy I could share it with you.